Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to record another live tarot reading for you guys. I felt really inspired today. Wanted to dedicate this reading to all of the wild hearts, romantics, dreamers, and anybody who needs inspiration. And I just felt like there's been times in my life where I've needed more inspiration or just needed something more. And that's what I'm going to be focused on today. Hopefully it resonates with you. You can always book a private reading if you want more specific message specifically for you. This is a general reading. Please remember that. And yeah, I'm also still partnering with Jackery, so definitely check them out. The affiliate link will be in the description box below. And I'm going to be trying to put it in the comments. I keep forgetting to put it in the comments, the link to Jackery also, the affiliate link there. So yeah, I am going to jump right in. I'm not going to be holding up specific cards because I did do a pick a card reading yesterday on this topic, but I wanted to do another one. Yeah, for people who just need inspiration or just, want some messages to like maybe feed their soul a little bit. It's a soul thing. And it's funny because earlier I recorded on Instagram and I was saying how this winter I started to feel depleted. Like my soul needed more. Like it wasn't enough that I was just going through the motions of my daily life. I needed more. I needed more inspiration, more ideas, more creativity. I just felt like everything that I was doing, but it was just sort of like scratching the surface of what I could have been doing or what I could have been into. And it's just sort of like a feeling of maybe emptiness or a feeling of being like maybe not motivated. And so like I went to this library in town here, and I made it a point to go there when I felt this way, because when I felt this way there was really nothing that I could do to make me not feel it. It's a specific type of feeling. And I recently was on the way back from a gig and listened to Keith Urban's song Wild Hearts, and I was like, wow. I was like, that's totally, basically for the last 6 months, that's where I've been. That's where my soul has been. My soul has been like feeling like I wanted to stretch for more, feeling like I could stretch for more, but that maybe I wasn't quite getting there, or maybe I needed something to get me there. So I am going to be pulling some cards here. And hopefully this, even if you just listen to his song, Wild Hearts, maybe that'll inspire you too. Music can be inspirational and help us get through things in life when we're going through periods of time where, I don't know, I turned 40. Like, it's like a midlife crisis kind of thing. It's like this feeling of looking back and going, that's all that I did, needing to do more and not really knowing how to get there kind of thing. And it's just a strange feeling, And like for the majority of my life, almost every birthday, up until I reached 40, I felt that I hadn't accomplished that much. I hadn't done as much as I really had set out to do. And then when I hit 40, it was like I was able to look back and say, wow, I've actually accomplished a lot, but there's still a lot more to do. And then I was feeling like a lack of inspiration to go do it, or a lack of direction, or just like wasn't sure really what came next or what could come next. So for all of you, those of you who are dreaming and holding on to your dream, I want to tell you to keep dreaming and keep holding on to your dream and keep reaching for more for whatever it is. And hopefully you'll find your inspiration, either, through what these messages are or out in the world somewhere. And yeah, so I am going to pull some cards here. I want to use my other deck. Hang on. Okay. So I'm just going to pull these cards. Some of you have had, serious confusion for a long period of time. Or you've been going around in circles for a long period of time, or felt very lost for a long period of time. Some of you are thinking about moving. Some of you specifically live in the Midwest. If anybody lives in Nebraska, raise their hand. Those of you who do live in Nebraska or in the Midwest, message me in the comments, let me know if you're thinking about moving. I certainly did not fit in Omaha. It wasn't my vibe. But it was a really good learning experience, which I don't regret. So someone here that's listening lives there. And maybe doesn't want to live there, or maybe it's not your vibe, or maybe you've just outgrown it. It's possible you've just outgrown it. As far as relationships, this could be romantic relationships or family member or friend. There's something about making up here because we have the Seven of Wands, and to me, that's to start talking again. And I've seen this for at times where I've gone through periods of time with people in my family where I have started talking to them again. Maybe we got into an argument or something, and then they reappeared in my life, or they reached out to me and said, hey, can we talk about this? Or I reached out to them and said, hey, can we talk about this? And we ended up working it out. So some of you are going to be making up with someone, maybe who you didn't think you'd ever talk to again, because we have the foundation card, the Two of Swords in the reverse. The Two of Swords in reverse is someone who does not want to talk to you. Is someone who has said no, who someone has said, and if you were to continue to talk to them, there'd be problems. So yeah, there's someone maybe reappearing. We are going into the Mercury retrograde energy here. May 10th. So we're gearing up for this. We're in pre-shadow for sure. So people come out of the woodwork during Mercury retrograde. People absolutely show up in your life. They reappear in your life. In the Mercury retrograde shadow, and then during Mercury retrograde. Mainly, a lot of times it's part of a cycle. It's part of the Mercury retrograde cycle, but it's also part of the cycle of usually of just relationships, because relationships are cyclical and people don't see them that way. Even let's just say hypothetically, if we were to start off at point A, right? That's the beginning. You meet someone, that's the beginning, right? And then let's just say we go around the circle and point B is, the middle of the relationship. Maybe you break up, maybe you stop talking for a period again, and then point C would be a little bit around here, you start talking again. And then point D is somewhere very close to A, which closes the circle, and that's the end of the relationship. It's a circle. Whether you see it as a circle or you don't, it's still a circle. But the funny thing is I did talk about the Vesica Pisces card, which is about cyclical type relationships. And we learn the most from cyclical type relationships, breaking up and getting back together, texting and then ghosting, cheating and then being cheated on. These are all cycles and patterns. So some of you may be kissing and making up with someone, or just starting to talk to someone again. Some of you, it may be someone where you took a real break, from a person. Could have been a week, could be, several months to several years for some of you. There is a person, this to me feels like And again, it's going to come out of the blue. I feel like it's going to come out of the blue where you are not expecting it, where there is a person that's returning into your life, which, um, they were really either harsh, you were harsh to them, because to me, the Two of Swords in reverse is lashing out at somebody. So this could be for some of you, okay? For a few of you, this is where someone, said some things. And my guide is showing me an example of a person that I know that I basically said that I said something to the effect of, he could eat his heart out with a spoon. Or the universe could eat his heart out with a spoon. Which is terrible. I know it's terrible, it's terrible, it's terrible. But my guide is showing me this example of where I said that to this person. And this person, believe me, did deserve that. Okay, now even if you don't believe that, they did deserve that. And so, if like, let's just say this person reappeared in my life, I would be like, yeah, like if somebody told me that they were going to pop up, I'd be like, yeah, right. No fucking way. But during a Mercury retrograde, anything's possible. So, I do feel like it's a male energy. I feel like it's a male energy. Now, this could be family. This could be someone close to you. This could be a friend, a long, like, old friend, because I'm seeing several different situations where it could be like a friend from the past. I'm getting a tingle on the friend. So it's like an old friend from the way long ago. Could be like a friend that's like maybe you like, again, it could be just like a friendship where there was nothing physical, it was just a friendship where you're talking again. Hi Bonnie, thanks so much for dropping by. I appreciate it. Or it could be someone where you were in a relationship to of some kind, and there was some serious blocking, like where serious, like, okay, do not contact me again, or strong words that you said or that were said that was about like, please do not contact me again, stuff like that. This is the thing. I feel it's more actually someone from a distant past, or someone at a distance, or someone that you would not expect to come back into your life, that you would not expect to pop into your life. Not at all. For some of you, it isn't like it's like an old girlfriend also. Like when I say old girlfriend, actual friend, like let's just say you're me, and you have a friend that's a girl, and you were, maybe best friends for a long time, and then you didn't hear from them, and then suddenly they pop up again. That's another situation in which sorry, there's a car driving by that I thought I recognized. Again, it's weird. I'm recording, and there's all these, it's like 5 o'clock traffic, and all these cars are going by, and like I saw two of them I thought I recognized. So yeah, this is somebody familiar to you. This is not just somebody that just like pops out of the blue. And there is some kind of healing here with them. There's also this story here too, that there is like maybe a death in the family that's like a catalyst for this. Because I am seeing the King of Swords in reverse. Or there's some kind of catalyst, like maybe someone has ill health, or maybe they were given like a negative diagnosis, like out of the blue, and they reach out to you and they say, you were right, this is what's happened, I want to reconnect, can we reconnect, da 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 da. This is for some of you, not for everybody, okay? I actually feel like it's them that has the diagnosis. For some of you, for some of them, it's a terminal diagnosis. They don't have a lot of time. And I'm getting a tingle on that. And I'm sorry to say that this is what I'm seeing, but this is how the cards are. So, this is also someone, for some of you, very few, but for some of you, this is someone who's had a history with drugs and alcohol. History where they went down the rabbit hole, Um, and maybe it's done some wear and tear on their body. Um, for some of you, it's someone who has like had a history with like self-harm type stuff. And I take this shit very seriously, guys, very seriously, okay? Um, maybe for some of you, it's for some of you who had some kind of addiction problem, maybe with some pills or things like that too. Also, I'm seeing pills also. Um, I'm hearing, like, I heard my guide said lung cancer for some of you. I don't think that's going to be applicable for all. I am seeing breast cancer for someone. I am seeing some kind of diagnosis that could have to do with the skin, could be skin cancer. I don't know what lymphoma is, but my guide said something about lymphoma. Um, Remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a psychic here. I'm just a psychic. But yeah, there's something about that for someone. There's a reason that someone's reached out. Now, it could just be a death in the family and you reconnecting with someone because they're calling you to say, hey, this is a person that's passed away in the family, or this is what's going on here. But I actually feel like for most of you, this is someone from the past. Way, 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 and I'm getting tingles, way, way in the past. That they've gone so far into like their own life, and you've gone so far into your life where you haven't reconnected in a very long time. Could be 10 years, could be 20 years. Two. For some of you, this reconnection is with someone that you were in a relationship with going back of some kind, and maybe some there was like a strong wall that was put up, and now there's a feeling of wanting to talk to them again or wanting to reconnect with them. I'm seeing that too on for some other people that are listening and watching. For some of you, it's the things that you miss or the things that are no longer there. Like it's like, to me, it could be like a friendship that there's things that you miss about that friendship. Maybe you did things together. Maybe you played, like maybe you were in a band together, or you played music together of some kind, because I've got the Nine of Pentacles, she's playing music. Or maybe you shared music, or maybe you had planned to marry, like there was a planning to get married, or like maybe you went to go look at properties, or like thought about a future, or I thought that maybe there was a future with them but it didn't happen. And like that's the story of the past is maybe they got scared, maybe it just didn't work out, and they went off to do their thing. They kind of like ran away. For some of you, like, and you miss their friendship. To me, I feel like the friendship is what you miss. The things that you share, and like there's this, I don't know, there's like there's a YouTube channel that talks about like relationships, and I've talked with other friends about this too, like how there's things in certain friendships that you just, the I call it the glue. I think of it as like glue. It's sort of like the sticky stuff, the things that kind of keep you together. And it has nothing to do with like money. It has nothing to do with like expectations. It has nothing to do with like I don't know, playing a role. It like the stuff that keeps people together is like the things they share, the memories they share, the experiences they share. Maybe it's the places they went out to eat, or the places that they went, maybe to like traveled together somewhere. And maybe it's the things that they talked about, or the things that they opened up about, conversations that they had that were very special. So, I just feel like for some of you, it was that kind of special kind of thing where you had maybe a very special kind of friendship, or a very special, close kind of relationship. It's like a closeness where maybe you shared things, and important things, private things. For some people, it's just like maybe when you hung out, it was special in some way, too. I'm seeing that. I am seeing some travel. The direction is west. Um, but now I'm looking at it, could also be east. It's flipped and reverse flip there because we've got the hermit. But the hermit is also in this case could also be being the light, you being the light for someone, someone being the light for you, or this could also be taking a little pause or a little break. Maybe time to recharge your batteries. Maybe taking a time out because the hermit is the man cave. The hermit's man cave. What's that? What does they call that? That girly greenhouse, the she cave. I don't know what they call it. Does anybody know what they call it? I don't know. But it's funny. Yeah, like so. This could be maybe again taking time out some way somehow to think about things. I need some tea. I got some crazy tea here today. It's exceptionally boggy. And by boggy, it's got a whole ton of nettles and seaweed and red raspberry leaf and mint. It's really boggy. It's like drinking the ocean. A little bit, but it's not bad. It's not bad. What else? So we also have the Two of Cups popping up here. Got the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a friendship, boyfriend, girlfriend. Also, some of you dating. I do see several situations for dating. Those of you who are dating, we've got the Wands, which is a fire sign male, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. And we also have the Nine of Cups, dude, which this is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I actually feel like dating wise, you're going to be able to attract in multiple people. Like, I don't feel that for some of you, you're not in a place of like wanting to settle down and have a family. Some of you are just in a place of wanting to date and see what happens. Maybe, you're looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right at the end of the day, but it's like, you're not in a hurry to get there. I feel like there's a lot of people showing up. This is going to be a very busy time for you. Busy time. You might have clients, customers calling you, texting you. You also might need to make some decisions because we have this Ace of Swords here. And the decision card to me is about deciding who stays and who goes. What you want versus what you don't want. Cutting out the situations that are no longer good for you and moving into like a spot of peace, letting go of the drama, letting go of the stuff that's not healthy. We also have the Eight of Pentacles plus the Page of Swords. And to me, this is absolutely a new job for some of you. Those of you looking, this is, having a steady, stable paycheck. Or for some of you, working, it's just working and making a paycheck, picking up work. I actually feel that there's a lot of positive energy from this spread. Regardless of what may happen during the retrograde, I actually feel like this is very, very positive spread. And it's actually very healthy too, as far as like dating and as far as like people that you're interested in. I gotta check my chat here. There's a bunch of people. Hang on just a minute. Hi, Luciferia. I think that's how you say your name. I'm not sure how you say your name. Thanks so much for joining. Well, Pisces is showing up here, I have to say. And you definitely, you know, if you watched my Pisces video, you should watch the video that I just did for the Vesica Pisces. It's called Vesica Pisces. I just posted it yesterday. Because it talks about stuff that's going on as far as cyclical things and patterns. But it's interesting, you know, that you're seeing me again. A lot of people do not get notified. Definitely click the bell if you're watching and you've never watched me before. Definitely click the bell because that way you get notified. People are not being notified, and I'm not able to monetize my videos. It's going to take, I thought it would take like 40 more videos, but it's probably going to take around 200 to get me back to being monetized, to get my videos being seen. So those of you who want to see more of my stuff, please either donate, book a reading, even if it's like $10, you know, that you donate. Even if you book a reading and you decide you want to pay half and you do like a split payment. I allow that also. I don't hound people. Well, it's nice. Thank you so much for following me for so long. You know, I've had a lot of really great followers and fans, I have to say, over the years, and a lot of people do not realize that YouTube made a change in 2017, and I'm not happy about that change. And after that, basically, I lost a lot of viewers. And before, you can go back to my old videos and see that I was getting like 6,000 views, you know, 4,000 views, 2,000 views. And now I'm getting like 50 views, you know? Well, that is really sweet that you found me back in the day. That's very interesting actually too, because again, there's cycles and patterns, someone was saying, because of the solar eclipse coming up tomorrow, it basically is triggering stuff that happened 2012, 2013. And I tell people that 2012 and 2013 was before I started my YouTube channel. It was the catalyst that started everything. It was the beginning of how everything just kind of blew up at that time. Because I started my YouTube channel, I think it was September of 2014. Or August of 2014. And so it was just, 2012, 2013 was the spiral that I was on that kind of, in some way, launched me into doing my YouTube channel, which changed my entire life. It changed so much for me personally. And I met some really great people, and people don't know, like, I've read for over 500 people. Like, I've done a lot of work. And so people forget about that, but I don't know. I don't remember where I was going with this. I do want to pull some other last cards. I've got to clean up a little bit from what I've got here with these cards out. So I'm going to clean up and then pull some last cards. I want to pull from my Trees Oracle. So interesting. Some of you, there's going to be some stuff that comes full circle in the autumn. Okay, this fall. There's going to be something that comes to pass this fall. I don't necessarily think it's bad. I feel like it's something that maybe you've been waiting on, something that's coming full circle. Could be a relationship popping up, could be reconnecting with an ex, maybe more than one ex also. I feel like there's male energies here. Um, you're going to want to think back to what happened this fall, and then think on, okay, what happened this fall, and there could be some kind of repeat or revisiting of something that happened this past fall. Anything that happened this fall is going to come to like something about coming full circle this fall, like a year later. We have this, Eastern Cottonwood, and this card has special significance because this card is talking about, to me, about how we are all connected, and it's kind of woo woo. It's really hard to understand how we are all connected, but one day I was walking down the street, and I started to realize that the air was like glue. The air itself, like the atoms themselves, was like glue that kind of connected everybody. And technically, you can't, like energy wise, I can't sneeze without somebody on the other side of the world feeling it. Like it's somebody's gonna feel it. So like some of you may have a special connection to someone. This could be a psychic connection, or you may at times feel very disconnected, and then at other times feel very connected to specific people. Some of you may have psychic gifts. I'm also feeling like some of you are not necessarily maybe understanding how your actions are affecting the whole, and you may have a difficult time understanding like how we are all connected in the matrix and things like that. I'm also seeing there's something about being stubborn. We have the mountain showing up. The mountain is also very reflective. So it could be someone in your life that shows up to show you how stubborn you're being, or shows up to show you something in yourself. There's a lot, of course, the mountain, it's also the calling. That whole thing about the mountains are calling and I must go. So to me, it's like I have a very special relationship to the mountains. Like I can look out right now and I'm seeing these very blue, peaceful mountains, and it's beautiful. And the mountains are also, to me, they reflect my emotions. They reflect things that I'm going through. And then sometimes it's very comforting, and other times it's upsetting. But it's like the mountains are very reflective. They have a reflective quality. And some people like find solace in the mountains. And for me, it's like the higher vibration. I need the higher vibration. If I'm like down low where it's all very flat, like in Nebraska, it just felt so low. It just didn't feel like I couldn't get to, it took a lot more energy to maintain my vibe, essentially. So some of you are being, maybe going through a time of deep reflection. This would be a time, those of you who are creative, be a time to write music, to write poetry, to work on your novel if you have one, to spend time maybe in a quiet spot outside. Just write down what you see. Is the pink, the trees, the flowering cherry trees, pink, or are they white? You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. Like write down what you see and be observant, and maybe take a journal into the woods or take a journal outside and like walk around and sit on a rock and be like, what do I see? I see the cars. I see people with like orange t-shirts, this Asian couple that's walking by, like things like that. Just write it all down. And this is a time to be very reflective. Where are you going? Where have you been? And work on collecting things that are meaningful. So like, if you've got any kind of like gemstones, you collect gemstones, or maybe you collect tarot, or, oracle cards, or maybe it's seashells, or maybe it's rocks, or maybe it's, whatever it is that you maybe collect, maybe start a little collection of things that are meaningful. you know? Um, yeah, things like that. Okay, and the last card I'm going to talk about is the Eagle. And the Eagle to me is, of course, it's the United States. And because it's both the United States, but also seeing things from a higher perspective, I feel like the message is partly for the collective. And then also partly for people that kind of have a tendency or a need to either get high or be high, like, and not be grounded. So like we have this really weird thing where it's like we have the mountains, which are very grounded, excuse me, and then we have the eagle, which is again very high up perspective, higher energy. So there's a need to find the balance point between being overly grounded and maybe bored to pieces where nothing is changing, and this energy of needing to like fly, needing to take away, to fly away, or needing to get high, or needing to have an experience outside of what you already have. Um, and the collective energy, I think, is about boundaries. It's about setting healthy boundaries for yourself and for others. And letting go. To me, we have the snake card too showing up. Letting go of things that maybe aren't serving you, of the toxic relationship, of something that's not healthy. Whatever that unhealthy thing is. I think it's very hard for people in the United States to be healthy, to focus on being healthy. I think we have constant bombardments of from everywhere, and like this pressure to be successful, or to be other than what we are. Like, so people that live a simple life are given shit for the fact that they're living a simple life, and the people that are very much material focused and climbing the ladder and working like like their buns off, like they're given shit because they're not having enough fun, or they're not breathing enough, or they're not chilling out enough. So to me, there's a balance point. There's a balance point that I'm seeing here that needs to happen, where it's like, so for some of you, you need to balance out this, how to be grounded and still enjoy life. How to, um, raise your vibration, and yet, um, maybe be still very active in other people's lives where maybe their vibration is a little bit lower, something like that too. Um, so I think this is where I want to end. I want to check the chat, make sure I didn't miss anyone. If anybody has any personal questions, I would normally offer here, but I'm ready to end this reading. So, next time, if you have a personal question, you can send me $25. However, I would prefer to do a private reading. The private readings are $75 for 30 minutes or $90 for 45 minutes, and we can get a lot of questions done in that period of time. So just want to say thank you to everyone. Appreciate all the love and support, and I'll be back again. So stay tuned. I send everyone big hugs, because I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.